Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What is the worst candy? Not sure what it is, but there is a whole fucking bowl at my grandma's house. What is it about getting older and wanting bowls of awful candy at home? I think they buy the candy, and then just don't eat it for 30 years. They keep it around for decoration. Then some naive grandchild enters the home and makes the mistake of thinking it's edible. You can only taste sugar or salt at that point, so just go for nostalgia. Ribbon candy. It's all one piece now. Boys love candy. The off-brand Walgreens brand chocolate you get around Easter. It tastes chalky and like it was sweetened with Splendor. Walgreens employee here. People frequently try to return the stuff because it's so horrible. Had one lady come in with a partially eaten chocolate bar demanding a refund because she said it tasted like old watered-down dog shit. This sparked a scene because, of course, she didn't have a receipt for the thing and it had been nibbled on. In the end, she just grabbed herself a Hershey's bar, threw the remainder of the Walgreens bar on the ground, and stormed out. Security did catch her in the parking lot before she could drive off and let her know that back in 1998 The Undertaker threw mankind off hell in a cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table. Every fucking time, there's a disturbing number of Easter chocolates that are just flavored vegetable oil. Avoid anything that says chocolatey, it ain't the real stuff. My mom dips black licorice in baking soda. Hey, quick question, what the fuck? Unfun dip. I had to look this up because it sounds so ridiculous. Turns out it can be a remedy for stomach upset or acid reflux. My guess is she had a relative that used it that way and she liked it. Like Stockholm Syndrome but candy. Black licorice and a little baking soda is good for acid reflux, especially if hiatal hernia is involved. However, go overboard and in the long run it can cause serious illness. This is what my GI doctor told me. Also, I always wondered why my friends and family would sip anisette after a big meal. Turns out, a nice little serving of anisette, which is made from the same things as black licorice, after an Italian pasta meal alleviates the after effects of the acid from the tomato sauce. When they changed the Crunch Bar recipe, that was a crime against humanity. They also ruined Butterfinger by changing the recipe. They used to be my favorite, but they're horrible now. That's what was wrong. I just had a Butterfinger for the first time in years and damn was it worse than I remembered. That, unfortunately, isn't anywhere near the actual crimes against humanity that are perpetrated by Nestlé. Oh man, there's so many to list too. I think the one that is the most horrifying is the baby formula in Africa. I bought a Crunch Bar recently because we finally got them in stores near me again. It tasted like chocolate lies. Palm oil and cocoa powder lies. Jelly Belly Bean Boozled. Ain't nothing like barf and rotten egg flavored beans. The Bertie Bott's every flavor beans were evil because I loved Tutti Frutti. But it looked exactly like vomit. Alas, earwax. I can tell you from experience that the grass flavored bean tastes just like the real thing. Maybe not the worst, but a candy I used to love was Butterfinger. Then they changed the recipe. And it is terrible now. I'll see it in the checkout line at the grocery store and just be sad because it used to be so good. It doesn't flake right anymore. Yeah, when they changed the texture they ruined the sanctity of the Butterfinger. Ferrero bought several Nestlé brands and reworked them. Funny enough, they actually used better ingredients. The company began with Butterfinger and reworked the formula to use bigger peanuts, more milk and cocoa, and fewer hydrogenated oils. The new version also no longer incorporates the chemical preservative TBHQ. With these changes, they were shooting for a more chocolate-centric flavor with purer ingredients. The food and wine taste test was positive, calling it less waxy and more cocoa forward. The new iteration of the candy bar is also double wrapped to preserve the freshness and flavor. I'm betting that using fewer oils is what has changed the texture so much. I also wonder what TBHQ did for the flavor profile. Supposedly sales of Butterfinger bars have gone up since the change. So I guess we're just a bunch of uncultured swine that love our processed foods. Hydrogenated oils. The actual answer BTW. Artificial trans fats got banned and most junk food cannot taste good without them. Ruins the texture because trans fats really are the best room temp fats because they're semi-solid. Unsaturated fats are liquid at room temp while saturated fats solid. Edit. It's also why peanut butter rocks. It's an oil emulsion, so semi-solid at room temp but no trans fats. They were fun, but waxed lips. They were big, red, and made out of wax. Some even had vampire teeth. I didn't think those were candy. We ate 'em anyways. We're fine. Anything is candy with the right mindset, I suppose. This may be me misremembering my childhood a bit, but I have a vague memory of once getting some lips that were made of bubblegum and that you could actually chew and tasted decent. Only had them once, and I haven't been able to find any trace of their existence ever since. Only the wax lips. But I'm 90% sure at one point there was some made of bubblegum. I think the mental confusion is that the wax lips were sweetened, flavored. And you could sort of chew them like gum. Flavor lasted a very short time, and wax isn't a good gum substitute, but it was similar. The candy of 1000 uses. Like what?